Oh, my horses. A very good evening to you. A very good Friday evening to you. Lovely to have you with us and welcome to Scottie McClue live just for you on TikTok and YouTube. Wonderful stuff. Now, I hope you've got a good view tonight and that the picture is agreeing with you. Excellent stuff. Hello from sunny Pitlochry. Hello, Davy. Lovely to have you with us. Are we still okay for a pound of sausages? Good evening, Mr. McClue. Hello, Scotty. Floaty the legend, Hurricane. How lovely to have you with us. And DINKY-DOO. David has followed. Get following, guys. Hello, Scotty from Downings in County Donegal. Jimmy, hi from Scottie McClue. I'm having a wee 18-year-old, and he mentions a brand of whiskey. Oh, can I get a shout out for Liana? She's been waiting for the banter. Of course you can, Levi. DINKY-DOO, Luana. The turkeys will soon be ready. Well, apparently there aren't so many turkeys because of the avian flu. Kareem says, hello, Scotty. How are you? Hello, Kareem. Glenn says, hi, Scotty. Are you taking calls? We might be, Glenn. Murray says, hello, China. Murray, are you not watching the football? I wanted to say thank you. Still a wee bit croaky, but don't worry. We've got the water. Hi, Scotty. Are you cheering England in the World Cup? Barry, we're not really bothering about the World Cup. Scottie McClue for PM. Lots of new TikTok videos, guys. Hello, Scotty. What's the script? Well, the script tonight is we can get rid of racism once and for all. Only one race, the human race. Davey, DINKY-DOO, all right, Simi. Bet Rossi, oh, wait a minute, Ross, you mustn't assume everybody has your lifestyle. I think your howling will send you away to howl somewhere else. There he goes. Fantastic. Just getting rid of the wee trolls. Now, that's lovely. Couple of wee trolls gone. Guys, remember, if you ever troll Scottie McClue, immediate lifetime ban. Nobody ever trolls McClue. Are you backing England, Scotty? Well, Glenn, I'm not really a football man. Where are you from, says Ellie. I'm from the universe, Ellie, from the west of Scotland. Scotty is the go-at. Thank you. Hello, Scotties, is Chris. Have you watched Still Game? Many times. Top G, Scottie McClue, Declan DINKY-DOO. Nay messing with McClue. I'll not be up long, guys, because the old voice won't last. Scotty, what do you reckon about taking the knee in football? I wouldn't have it, actually, Glenn, because it looks like bowing down to racism. They should stand up to racism. What's your sport of choice? My sport of choice is rugby. Rugby. I'm from the Western Isles. Chris. Whereabouts? Kamaraha Umaha. There we are. We're all human, part of the same race. No gender, no pronouns. All just as one. Kareem, correct. I'm from Arran. I know Arran well. What's your thoughts on Andrew Tate? Very good broadcaster. South Uist. You're a Uist. Lovely to have you with us. You're a top G, aren't you? Of course I'm a top G. Heavens above. There we are. Right, guys, can you get following? We need about another couple of thousand followers. Murray says the steering rack failed on my big motor, Scotty. Correct means a new one. Oh, Murray. Now, if your motor is what I think it is, they can be a bit dear. There we are. Follow us as again. Do you like Dunoon? No, I don't like Dunoon. I love Dunoon. Nice dog in the picture. That's Lord Reith, the Labrador. We love him. Who have we got here? Murray, are you wanting some pennies back from the YouTube for the steering rack? CFC Padre, you reek of that, Padre. You are a reeker of that sort of thing. I am apolitical. I am for the ordinary people. Okay. Who are you? Says Will Coughlin. You make me laugh, Will. 2 billion people have heard of Scottie McClue. There we are. Now then, the First Lord of the Internet. How can you not know? Scottie, rest your voice. We need you for the big call-in tomorrow. I'm only up for a few minutes, Kareem, to say hi. Wonderful. We need some followers and lots of new TikTok videos for you. Who have we got here on the YouTube? Oh. The voice it's not painful or anything. Kareem has just had it a bit. We'll get it sorted. Hello, Scottie. How are you this fine night? Bobby says, born in the port, lived in Greenock. I mean, this is great, Bobby. Resided in Gourock. What would you say about Fort Matilda? I would say it was a very fine fort. Evening, Scottie, you're looking fantastic. Have you had a great day? Lee, superb day. A quarter of the universe has heard of this guy, says Jurgen. Hashtag FLOTI, all uppercase. Fantastic. Thank you for following, guys. I need a couple of thousand followers. Everybody on TikTok should be following Scottie McClue. Everyone on YouTube should be subscribing. Thank you for my lovely gifts. Now, there we are. Scottie boy, Greg DINKY-DOO, I say. Lovely to have you with us. Now then, who else have we got? Can you please say a happy birthday to Gerard? Yes, I can. Take care, Sir Jeff. Mr. Handsome Scottie. Oh, you're very kind. Lovely to have you with us, guys. This is beautiful. Brian has joined us. Super to have you with us, Brian. Another 5 minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. Good evening, William. It's the Mad Scores Man. Are you cold enough? Pretty shivery, yes. Saving the money on the heat. You've got to either decide, do you heat or do you eat? How's things, Scottie? DINKY-DOO, Jamie. Lovely to have you with us. We too, says Fazzy. Yes, all of us are in the same boat because of the incompetence of the government going for Brexit and bankrupting us. Hi from Belize. I've enjoyed Scotland very much. Had a wonderful trip. We love you in Belize. So there we go. Here, says Thomas. Absolutely. There we are. Now, don't even start on them, says Fuzzy. No, we'd better not. Lovely. I've need another 20 followers. Good evening. Good evening. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome, I say. 3 more minutes. Stoffel, thank you for the likes. Belize, says Angela. Yes. Do you know any Rebs, Scottie? Rebs. Wait till we see now. Rebs. No, I don't think that means anything to me. Scottie, are you a fan of Andrew Tate? Of course. Are you still banging on about Brexit? Well, no, I mean, it's not banging on. It's brought us all down. There's the fabulous Lee Bandoni sending me a huge amounts of red roses. Lee, you are very, very, very kind and very, very generous. Time for Scotland to have its own country. Maybe one day. Get the rebs on. The rebs. Oh, reverb. I've got Lee, what are you doing? That's so kind. Lee has sent me 90 red roses. 100 red roses. Lee, stop. Lee, you'll empty out your bank. He's still going. He's at 120. Oh my goodness. Wire brush and Dettol for the throat. Ah, don't try that at home now, folks. That was for entertainment purposes only. Lee has sent me 130 red roses. Lee, you deserve the clap. Thank you. Get the rebs on, the Stuarty. The reverb. Get the Flower of Scotland on. Can you sing, Scotty? Well, of course I can sing. I worked in opera for years, but not with this throat. And I couldn't sing Flower of Scotland because we would get hit with a copyright, you see. Nice song, though. And I loved the chorus. Big fan of Roy Williamson and Ronnie Brown. Can I show you my ocean for 1 minute? Kicking, of course you can. Yes. Scotty, try some hot lemon and honey. Susan, I've got the lemons, so I'll just do that and the honey. Always funny, Scotty. Bless you, Gus. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. The clap. Now, does that mean we need the wire brush and the tettle? Guys, can you follow me? Lee. Lee, stop. He's sending me more roses. Lee, you are so very... Oh, my goodness me. He sent me another 50 red roses. Scotty, have you got a clue? Always, Frasdog. I've got a clue about everything. Still learning, but got a clue. Is Scotty a hot toddy? Will do the trick. Yes, a hot toddy for Scotty, I say. 2 more minutes. Now we're at Lee. What are you doing? You'll bankrupt yourself. Another 100. Guy, Lee has sent me another 125 roses on top of another 100. He must have sent me 300 red roses. Lee, he sent 200 and then 128. He sent me 328. Big time Rosie School. Scotty's a top G. Thank you, Greg. Now, who have we got? Jamie, we'll have to send you down the Swanee for being coarse. Jamie's earned himself a lifetime ban. What a shame. There he goes. Guys, remember, always be polite. We're guests in people's houses. Jeff says, just look after yourself. Don't push yourself. A catering pack of antihistamines for all those roses. Lee, thank you. Lee sent me 329 roses. Guys, I need some more followers. 5 more followers right away, please. Can you see me, Scotty? I can, Shane. Mash it or boiled totties. Oh, I think we like the mash, Murray. There you are. Very good. And we like the boiled as well. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. 2 minutes to the electric now. Runs out. Oh, yes, I need to go. And are you proud of yourself? that people less off than you are sending you gifts. D McDots, I doubt there will be many people less off than me. So there you are. So if they weren't better off than me, they wouldn't be sending me gifts. Capiche? There we are. Lee, my goodness, Lee's back. Lee, poor McDonough's a wee bit jealous because he thinks everyone's better off than him. Dinky-Doo, Greg. Lovely to have you with us. Lee, what are you doing? Lee has sent another 50, 60 red roses. 70. Lee, what are you doing? Are all these roses going towards tomorrow night's scotch? Daniel, I don't drink alcohol. So these roses will go towards some advertising, maybe on TikTok, or maybe a cup of tea for Scottie McClue. Lee Bandoni, what can I say? A shout out for Tommy Bohoy. Lee has sent 460 red roses. Isn't that beautiful? Everyone's better off than me. I'm out of chocolate biscuits. Mr. David, we can manage a wee caramel wafer. When are you coming back on the radio, mate? Errol, we need a switched on radio programmer who's looking for a massive audience. They're all a wee bit risk averse these days. Now, I am not a risk, as you know, but they are risk averse. Surely you have a decent pension after the radio. Or is it true the manager ran off with it? Daniel, absolutely. I do not have a decent anything. So there you are. Pure radio. Oh, yes, that's a cracker, isn't it? Fantastic. Dinky-Doo. I'm just resting, says Kareem. Kareem, you're a bit hoarse, says Magnus. I'm a wee horse. I'm going to go soon. Lee Bandoni, guys, one of the kindest men on the planet, has just sent Scottie McClue 460 red roses. Is that not just beautiful? Fantastic. We could do with some followers. Now, guys, I'm going to a Shetland pony. Aye, a wee bit hoarse. I'm going to go soon. 2 more minutes. We'll push off. It's been lovely being with you all. Thank you for all your support on the internet, for subscribing to the YouTube channel, for looking at all the TikTok videos. I hope you love them. Greg says, Scottie, don't go. R.I.P. Christine McVitie. 1 more minute, boss. 1 more minute, Greg. Yes, 1 more minute. Dinky-Doo, baby boo. Linda has joined us. Hill has joined us. Hill. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 about Scottie McClue, everyone. And I'll see you all tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, hopefully with a bit more voice. Scottie, you look a bit hungover, pal. Daniel, how can I be hungover when I haven't touched alcohol for 7 or 8 years? I can't remember how long. So how can I be hungover? This is what happens when you have a tough paper round. There we are. I mind you, from years ago, my dad used to make me phone in. Hill. One of my team just messaged to say you Tottenham just qualified as a doctor. Lee, how amazing. That is so lovely. Lee, I hope you're all right for pennies after all these gifts. Oh my goodness. Elton John, last tour next year. We'll see, Angela. There might be more. Stoffel, you are a top Stoffel. Jeff is sending me red roses. Jeff, you are so kind. 11 beautiful red roses. Everyone's sending me the red roses. It must be because I used to work on Red Rose Radio. Isn't that beautiful? We love it. Fantastic. Get following, guys. Hello, Scotty, Manky, Frankie. A very Merry Christmas to you. Thank you, Manky Frankie. Top G. Come on, Scotty. All of us are recovering alcohols up north. Always have a cheeky drink at the weekend. Daniel, you mustn't assume everybody has your lifestyle. And I'm not a recovering alcoholic. I just gave up the booze so I could drive at any time without having to make a calculation. Lee is back, guys, and is sending even more roses. Jeff has sent me 2 squirrels and 2 wishing bottles. Big brother, says Greg, including you, Scotty. Daniel, how could you include me when I'm not recovering? Lee has sent another 70. This is crazy, Lee. Oh, my goodness. I am much humbled. Thoughts on Basque independence? They're amazing. They're like the Scots. Shut it, McCLUE, says a green-eyed monster called Steve. You're a young stud, says Greg. Thank you. Lee has sent another 196 roses. I'm getting the word. Absolutely, Bailey. Now, Lee sent 674 roses. Is that not just beautiful? Guys, tell me what you think of the latest TikTok videos. They're all for you. Hi, Scotty, says Magnus. I've just tuned in. Slayer 420 has just subscribed on the YouTube channel. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, indeed. Scotty McClue, voice of the world. F document is telling everybody Lee's sending roses. I'm going to come up to Edinburgh and bring up a bottle of scotch. See how long you last. Well, Daniel, I would last forever. I've sat in the pub sipping pineapple juice with my friends. I've listened to you when I was in high school, when you were on Century FM. You taught me a lot. Bev, what a lovely thing to say. Who killed Diana McClue? Somebody who wasn't driving particularly well, and she wasn't wearing her seatbelt. Simple as that. Scotty, for President of Scotland. Should we have a president above the First Minister? We shall see. Oh, you're wonderful. Thank you for subscribing, guys. This is incredible. Now, let's just see who else is in here with the chat. Oh, wow. 674 red roses. Lee, what are you like? There we are. Fantastic. Now, Scotty, I remember your nighttime show on Century. You taught me to speak my mind. DINKY-DOO. Bev, that Century show, like the other shows, was incredible. Incredible. Another great station was Hallam FM, Radio Hallam in Sheffield. Another great station was Scott FM. Another great station was T FM, Radio Tees. Another great station was Radio City in Liverpool. Another great station was Magic Radio. Beautiful. Scott FM, that was the one. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I thank you. Guys, your kindness tonight is very, very humbling. Lee, what can I say? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I used to teach young people who were non-verbal. They didn't speak, they didn't verbalize. And that was always thank you. National radio is where I found you, Scotty. Indeed, Kareem. This show should be live nationally. So a big player should come in and pinch it and get themselves a big audience. Who's that behind you? Where? That's me. Are you English? Well, Willie, I could take that one. I'm actually Scottish, you see. But it depends where you are in the world. Scotty, listen half the time I visit the stream. Your eyes are all over the shot slain to the winds. What rubbish are you talking, Daniel? I think you're confusing my stream with your mirror. Caroline has just sent me, heaven knows how many red roses. A huge number, 20. Caroline, thank you for your kindness. The Getty in America, McCLUE, let's hear about it. Well, I won't go there just now. Scotty McCLUE, how do you do? Says Wesley. Unknown has just sent me 10 red roses. You're welcome, Scotty. Caroline, it's so kind. An unknown. Very, very lovely of you guys. You're spoiling me. Right, who's on the YouTube? Fantastic. Scotty, so you're not in favour of the Royal Family Independent Scotland 2023? No. Willie? Scotland will never, ever, ever be independent if it doesn't 100% embrace the monarchy as head of state. Otherwise, they can forget it because they will lose immediately 50% of the vote. Lee! Guys, the wonderful Lee Bandoni is back in the room. And this amazing guy is sending me more red roses. He's already sent me something like 800 red roses. Can everybody watching follow, please? Up to the top left, click the plus. Can everybody watching tap the screen? Tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap. Lee, what are you doing, my boy? He's just, this amazing man has just sent another 100 red roses, guys. Stop, Lee. Stop. Oh, my goodness me. Scotland will never, ever be independent. End of story. Daniel, Scotland has been independent for thousands of years. It's had a 313-year blip. What do you mean we'll never be independent? The only reason Westminster doesn't want Scotland to go is because they feel they can never be independent. Do you see? Scotland is essentially an independent country in Europe. Lee, what are you doing? Guys, I'm getting so humbled here. Lee, a marvelous man. I've never actually met him, but he's just an amazing guy. He's just sent another 200 red roses. What do you do with somebody like that? Well said, Scotty. Thank you, Thomas. Up the Royal Artillery, ya bam. We salute the Royal Artillery and all of the British Army, ya bam. Is it true that Dinky-Doo was said by the Romans? I told my history teacher it was. The Romans were all there ready to walk back to Rome. Some of them stayed and opened pizza shops. And they had on their toga praetextas and their leather thonged shoes. in places like Vindolanda in Cumbria and Hadrian's Wall, and they were all assembled, ready for the big march back to Rome. And the Emperor Zero, I think it was at the time, stood up and hushed them and said, "Dinky-Doo, everyone." And every Roman shouted back, "Dinky-Doo, Zero." So there you are. Do the Romans have plans to open hairdressers and do blended haircuts? I've never had a Roman haircut. Is Mrs. McCLUE in the kitchen cooking haggis and pouring you a cheeky one? No. Mrs. Daniel is pouring you a cheeky one. Happening, Scottie McClue. What's your thoughts on Qatar hosting the World Cup? Well, I suffered terribly from Qatar when I was younger. You are Scottish. James, nothing gets past you. You genius. I'm going to call you Sherlock. Right. Lee has sent me 880 red roses tonight. How humbling is that for a young man like myself? Mr. Martin has joined us. Sounds like you need a good rub down, Scotty. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Evil Bear says, can you give me £10,000? £10,000. Well, I would need to get a hold of it first, Evil Bear, and it would take me about a year to earn it. So there you are. Happy ending, Gavin. I've learned to love Scotland after visiting Ayrshire. Scotland is a beautiful part of the UK. Bev, Scotland is magnificent. Ayrshire is very attractive, but other parts are available. How lovely is that? If anybody comes across that fabulous, fabulous guy on YouTube who the other night sent me £20. Oh. Hello, Scotty. Dinky-Doo from East Kilbride. Belfast says, how's the gout? I limped into the doctor's and he said, gout. I said, I've just come in. Dinky-Doo from Glasgow, says Lee. Not Lee, who sent all the red roses. 880 red roses from Lee tonight, guys. Is that not beautiful? I don't know. My nana from Liverpool says, Bev, close brackets, brackets, close brackets. Always loved the song, Voices of the Highlands. I shall have to look into that. My favourite Scottish singer was Kenneth McKellar. Outstanding. Who else have we got here? Dinky-Doo from Singapore. Can everybody on YouTube and TikTok get sharing the live? Very important. Love from Airdrie legend, Rab Dinky-Doo. How super to have you with us. Good evening, Scotty. What's your view on Scottish independence? Do you support it or not? Well, the way the present government have treated Scotland, not just over the last 313 years, but the last 12 years, has disgusted me. Brexit disgusted me. How can you wreck a country like that? Jimmy Shand was good in the old squeeze box. He was. I'll need to get the squeeze box for you. We used to have it just here under the table. Ooh, that's lush. We love Jimmy Shand. Bev says, Scotty, I have to shoot off, but thanks for the years of entertainment already. Bev, there'll be a lot more. Join us tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for the phone in and come on for a chat. You look like Delboy. Thank you, Retro. I'll take that one. There we are. I was taught by Jimmy Blair. Jimmy Blair, outstanding. Yes. I follow his son, Gary, on social media. Amazing. Wonderful stuff. Jimmy Blair. Beautiful. Follow us, guys. Loved listening to you on the radio. Logstat. We will be back on the radio, but it will take a bit of chat. You know what I mean? We need to get a switched on programmer who believes in large audiences. I used to work for people like EMAP Radio and Bauer Radio, Capital Radio, and Border Radio, the great John Miles. Marvelous man. And he really understood big audiences. Now they're happy to settle. They seem happy enough to settle for tiny audiences. I need you back on Scottish radio. I loved it. Gary, a fantastic accordionist. Yes, he is. Rangers or Celtic. My advice would be go and see the two of them play and then just make up your mind. Guys, Lee is back sending me more roses. Another 100. Lee, please. I'm worried about your bank account. Lee has sent me over 1,000 red roses tonight. Oh my goodness me. Incredible. Shots, Bonaccord, yes. Do you remember Shots and Dykehead Caledonia Pipe Band? How good were they? The Hills of Alva. Ah, yes. Brexit shares the exact same fundamentals as Scottish independence, Scotty. Well, no, Daniel, 100% wrong as usual. Daniel, you haven't said a single fact since you joined us. Why do you not understand anything you talk about? Scottish independence is 100% different from Brexit. Brexit shambles. We begged and on bended knee to join the single market. Churchill was the architect of Europe. These people have desecrated Winston Churchill's memory and his life's work by coming out of Europe. And now this country is just a shadow. 250 billion quid down the Swanee. How are they going to get that back? They're blaming it on the war and the pandemic and the weather and what else? Climate change. You know, all that nonsense. Lee, what are you doing? The EU is not the single market. Well, newsflash, the EU actually is the single market. What you're trying to say is the single market is not the EU. Do you see the difference? You know, you could have a single market without the EU. You could have the common market. Lee, but what you'll see is the government cozying up to them again because they have to. Thanks for all your knowledge back in the 90s, mate. Love you for that. Rab, you're very, very welcome. When I was running one of the radio stations, a client came in. He said, I want to advertise with you, Scotty, because I learned more from you than I did at the school. You want to leave one union to join another. Your opinions are flawed. Daniel, I don't do opinions. I do facts. Facts are not flawed, right? Leaving one union to join another. So coffee disagrees with you, but you drink tea. Does the tea have the same effect as the coffee? No. You're comparing apples and pears. Europe gives. The Union of Scotland and England takes. You see what I mean? Scotland has benefited hugely from not just 50 years of peace and prosperity. Do you know what Lee's just done? He sent me butter chicken or vindaloo. A vindaloo butter chicken. Lee sent me another 200 red roses. Lee has now sent 1,200 red roses. And you're wondering why I feel humbled. Really incredible. Guys, I need everybody following. If you're watching right now, you should either have followed or be following Scottie McClue. Everybody on TikTok needs to follow Scottie McClue. 42.5 million have watched my TikTok videos. Give us a dinky-doo, says Bill. Hi, mate, says Humble. Do you know it's really nice to have a brilliant broadcaster still alive? Not many of us left. Can you give the wee hoops a shout out? Mon the hoops. But in the interest of balance, I have to say, we are the people. Thought you said you were on for 5 minutes. Well, I have been on for 5 minutes, Murray. So come on. In fact, I've been on for 42 minutes. All people, you know, mate, will love you always. Rab, such a lovely thing to say. My difficulty getting back on radio is not the public. It's the wee souls that are used to programming music, don't understand the power of talk. Absolutely. R.I.P. my friend John Myers. Absolutely, Mr. Martin. Evening, Scottie. I'm poorly today. Elizabeth, we send you strength. Coming out the EU is not the problem. Lots of countries are out and trade happily. It's the idiots elected. No half cake. They don't trade as happily as they did when they were in the EU. Do you know who Erasure are? Of course, Aidan. Do you? Where are you from, Scottie? Do you live? Where do you live these days? Well, I'm back in Scotland, believe it or not. Thought you were offline. No, Ali. An independent Scotland within the Commonwealth is the way to go. Also in the EU. Absolutely, Thomas. Give England a vote to be independent. Used to listen to you as a kid on the radio. Always cheered me up. User 532. How fantastic are you? There are 8 billion people in the world. 6 billion don't know Scottie McClue. 2 billion do. If they all send me a quid, that would be nice, wouldn't it? You were on earlier. No, I wasn't on earlier live. Give a shout out to Imogen, my daughter, please. I will talk. It all comes down to a minority of thick Scots like you who feel inferior to the English. Well, how can I be thick with an IQ of 164 and 2 degrees, for starters? Right? And 36 years on radio and television. So I don't think that's really the career of a thick person. There may be people brighter than me, but I don't think that's thick. And the majority of Scots want independence. I think the last count was 55%. Definitely want it. We now need to let the unionists realise that we're happy to embrace the monarchy as head of state. You see? King Charles. I loved listening to you when I was a wee guy. You're ruthless, so funny. David, we've uploaded some of the TikTok videos for you. Lee Bandoni. Lee has tonight given me 1,200 red roses. Is that not beautiful? Guys, I need another 5 followers right now. 5. Do you want independence, Scotty? I'd like Scotland to have full fiscal autonomy and control of its own money. Hey up from Sheffield, Scotty. Hey up, lads. We might ask Yorkshire to join us. Guys, user 532 and Scott, thank you for following. Are you left or right-handed? Depends what I'm doing, Ellie. I'm left-handed when I write. Corey-fisted. Dexter and sinister. You can't afford to go independent. Devil's eyes, are you mad? If we weren't sending £75 billion to Westminster to subsidise it, we could easily afford to go independent. We don't have a national debt. Aha, the Republic of South Yorkshire. I'd be happy with Scotty. Aye, I might come down and see to them. I don't trust the UK Parliament, but to be honest, I don't trust the Scottish Parliament either. Well, I think the worry we've got now is they're all being drawn towards globalism, globalization, and that's dangerous. Do you not remember when you had your own town council? Scotland is very rich. You have the gas, the oil. Yeah, we've got the lot. You live in a nationalist fairyland. Intelligent Scots, the majority of who voted to remain, are grateful. The majority voted to remain. No, it was very close. Remember, they were lied to. And 55% voted remain, 45% leave. So, very small majority. RIP to Doddy Weir. Absolutely, Tom. What height are you, Scotty? Just under the 6 foot, Ellie. Going backwards is not an option. Well, we're not going backwards. Did you see Ronnie Corbett in Edinburgh? Angela, I remember Ronnie from Edinburgh. He was a comedian in Edinburgh and a great guy. Wee chap. John Mars was a dinner guest at our table. Absolutely, Mr. Martin. He was a dinner guest at my table many times, and I was a dinner guest at his. Has your painting been to Turkey? Which painting are we talking about? What shoe size are you? I could squeeze into a 7.5, tiny feet, but I probably would settle for an 8. I worry that it would just get worse. Well, don't be worrying about that. Keep dreaming, Scotty. We live in a democracy. Most Scots want to remain because they have a brain. But Daniel, you see, 55% is not most Scots. You know? The most Scots with the brain. The one with the fake teeth behind you. That's not fake teeth. That's the dog's original teeth. His teeth were outstanding, although we were walking on the beach at South Shieldsman, and a wee one threw a stone to him and he caught it, and it did chip one of the molars. But these are his genuine teeth, I can assure you. What's your weight in pounds? Ooh, about 280 pounds. Would that be possible? Something like that. Scotty, we struggle a tad financially, but not anymore in the rest of the world. Winkle, why would we struggle? We've no national debt, no borrowing. And we bring in 75, 80 billion, you know? And then there's the GDP. Why do most unionists not realise that the SNP may not be in control of an independent Scotland? Thomas Cochrane, you're quite right. Independence is much bigger than any individual and any political party. What's your thoughts on independence ever happening? I think we need the right people to negotiate it. If I was negotiating independence, it would probably happen. You see? You look really hot in that picture behind you. I would be a little bit warm, probably. It's taken during the summer. You're a cool chap, says Alex. Brilliant, says MMMM Sounds. So there we have it. Independence, but without a sick, perverted SNP power-hungry party. Sex and gender education is sick. Have you met Sturgeon? No. No, that's a little luxury that I've been denied up until now. But I would be happy to meet her. All right, Scotty. How you know back in the radio you were brilliant back then? Connie and Isla, DINKY-DOO. It's 60 years since Jamaica became independent. My wife's gone to the West Indies. Jamaica. No, she went of her own accord. DINKY-DOO, mate, on the, and he mentions a wine, Rido, don't you have too much of that. Scotty is a hottie, says Ezek. Up the Rangers, true Scottish Unionists. Now, Daniel, the Rangers need to realise that King Billy was a very, 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 very bad man, and they should steer well clear of him. Once the Rangers realise that we're keeping the monarchy as head of state in an independent Scotland, they'll go for it. I love you. I thank you, Isa. I see every day the mess the SNP's made of our beautiful country. Do you? Give us an example. What's your thoughts on, Ali? I don't think we could discuss that on here now. Guys, I need lots of followers. I want to thank Lee for sending 1,200 red roses tonight. I feel so humbled and I'm so grateful. Mr. Martin says, even intelligent people get scammed. Oh, absolutely, Mr. Martin. But so was King James. King Billy only gave him some of his own medicine. And no, King James wasn't as bad as King Billy. King Billy was a really bad, bad person. You know, take him off your banners. I need to go. My bath's getting cold. Thomas, you need your bath. I have a bath every year, whether I need it or not. The Rangers are the true Scottish population, says Daniel. The dominant force proved by the referendum. No, they're not, you see, Daniel. The Rangers are actually a football team. Nothing to do with politics. And they're tiny. Massive drug deaths, police under-resourced, NHS and its needs, social care zero. Well, same as Westminster. You know, if you took the drug deaths in London, you took the police under-resourced in London, the NHS and its needs in London, social care zero in London, you know, you'll see that that's just the way it's gone. You see, Scotland's dependent on getting its pocket money back. Once that was freed up, you'd see a huge difference. Wraith Rovers are clear. Do you miss the Scott FM days? I would say, Ali, that Scott FM was Scotland's finest radio hour ever. And like anything that's doing really well in Scotland, somebody came along and ruined it. Ruined it. Spoiled all the hard work. Damaged it because the competition were on their knees. Are you in Peaky Blood? Lee is back, says Thomas. Lee has sent me another 130 red roses. It was the best show ever, that Scott FM show. Yeah, but you should have heard Scotty after Scott FM in places like Sheffield, Manchester, the Midlands, London. Huge. Why Rangers, the SNP party, took them to court. Taxpayers paid the bill. What we're getting here. And was totally unfounded. Yes, that's right, Mazza. Yes, we remember all that. Who have we got here? just get rid of this idiot Joe Babes boring us all to tears. There we are. Bye-bye, Joe Babes. Now, who we got here? Let me see what's happening, guys. Oh, my goodness me. We're going to have to go. Lee, what can I say to you? Lee sent 1,300 red roses. Can we all give Lee the clap, please? Just fantastic. Thank you. Do you live in Scotland now? Yes, I'm back in Scotland, Ali. Scottish SNP party had destroyed Scotland. In what way, Mazza? You know, Scotland was destroyed 313 years ago when we had to devalue our economy. Stop sending. This has been anything. Stop sending this has been anything. Mazza, what are you talking about? Back burner for independence. No. No, independence absolutely up there. Not necessarily the SNP. Maybe the Scottie McCLUE party. Murray O'Donnell, what have you done? Murray O'Donnell has sent me a fortune on YouTube. Scottie, you've been proved wrong. Your ignorance towards Rangers is evidence. You know nothing. I've never, ever been proved wrong about anything, Daniel. So you need to maybe study a bit more about Scottie McCLUE. You maybe need to get some facts. Yeah? Murray has actually given me money to stick my tongue out and say ta-ta. Good night, Scottie. Murray has to go. He's a busy, busy man. Murray, save your pennies for that rack. Oh, my goodness me. Now, here we got here. Independence is a natural state, says Thomas. Salt and vinegar or Worcester sauce. Well, you can't. They're totally different, Logan. You're not comparing like with like. I love my Worcester sauce. And when I was in Sheffield, I thoroughly appreciated a touch of the Henderson's relish. Oh, now you're talking. You'll never gain any ground with devaluing Rangers fans as significant voting faction. No, Daniel, nothing to do with politics. They're footballs. They're a football club. News flash. Rangers are a football club. They're nothing to do with politics. They're a Scottish Glasgow football club. Newsflash. Capiche? There we have it. Right, I'm going to have to dash. I'm going to take Murray's advice. Do you think the country's moving into a period of dark times? Personally, think we're all doomed. Well, Ali, yes, there's an agenda which is wrecking our economy, which is Brexit. Lee, guys, Lee Bandoni has sent me a fortune on YouTube. A fortune. Lee, I can't thank you enough, and the wonderful Murray. The generosity is huge. 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 I thank you. My dear, dear, beautiful people, I'm going to have to say goodnight. Check out every TikTok video. Check out every YouTube video. Thank you to Murray O'Donnell and Lee Bandoni for sending a fortune. It will be put to good use. We will grow this channel. Get on the YouTube channel as well. I love you guys. Good night. God bless. DINKY-DOO. And ta-ra, lads. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Ta-ta. Beautiful, beautiful people.